In this short video, I'm going to show you how we set up a PDF form to work with our PDF form builder. And currently we're looking at an example of a menu that's a product on our website. And you'll notice the Start Design button here. When we click this, it'll take us to a editable form on the left, and it'll show you the sample on the right in the proof. Currently, under this layout, we have editable regions for the menu pricing here. We can also set up a PDF to not only include menu pricing, which is text, we can include a combination of imagery, so we can change out the sandwich here on the bottom left, and also include menu pricing like this. Furthermore, if we have a pre-printed file, which we're doing variable printing, then we can set up our PDF to not display any graphics at all and just show the menu pricing that will be printed on top of a pre-printed material. So let me show you how we set up a PDF first of all to get to this next stage that we're seeing here. Okay, currently I'm in Adobe Acrobat Pro, and we're looking at a graphic design that's already been pre-set up either using Adobe InDesign or Adobe Illustrator. And these are vector graphics. This is editable text regions. What we'll need to do to add the form fields to map to WebJaguar's system to create the PDF form builder is open your tools in Adobe Acrobat, and we're going to click on Prepare Form. If you do not see this button, you just click on More Tools here, and then that'll open up a section where all the tools are located, and you can click Prepare Form here. This should show up on your right column. So we're going to go ahead and do that. When I click Prepare Form, it asks us to begin, select a file, scan a document, or start from scratch. So currently we have our file open. I'm going to click Start, and this will now set up the form fields along the top of our graphic here. All we really need to do is select a text field. When you click Text Field, it'll give you the ability to drag an area on your design, such as this, and you'll notice text 2 is the text field name. So this is the mapping name that we're going to need to input here. So right here I'm going to type Ham Classic Price. And so one thing to note is these field names are case sensitive. So if we're going to use a lowercase or a capital, then we need to make sure we copy that exactly as is. If we also use spacing, which I don't suggest doing, just alleviate any spacing issues. So I like to just put everything in line like this with no spaces. You'll notice over to the right we have our fields organized under page 1. If our PDF has multiple pages, then those pages would show up here where we can toggle between the pages. Let's go ahead and add another field. So we're going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to call this Turkey Classic Price. So over to the right, you can see how the names are appearing on this side. One other feature is if we right-click on this field, we can click Properties. You can also double-click. It'll open up a text field properties pop-up like this. So again, you're going to see the name that we've given. Under Appearance, it's going to give us some editing control. We can select what size font to choose. And one way to do that to make sure it looks similar is you can click on the font that you already have in your graphic, or if you were the one that prepared the file, you'll know already. But here over to the right in my text field, I have size 52. It also shows me the color, so you can copy that color code. By visiting other color, you can get the red, green, blue combination here. And by doing that, you can keep everything uniform. So these fields, when they result in the form data, we can go ahead and type 52. The text color, you can type in those fields here. I already have it saved, so I hit OK. So now it's going to show orange text, font size 52, and then you can also choose a font that is very similar to the font you see in your file, or if you have that already on your computer, you select the exactly same font. In this case, I'm going to select, let's say, Commerce Condensed Bold. I know that's a good font to choose that'll look similar to what we have here. So you want to make sure to give that property to each one of these. One way to do that is instead of creating a separate field each time like this, you're going to have to provide those properties to every single field. what we can do is I'm going to delete this. I'm going to take this one and copy it and paste it. So now if I was to double click on it, it already assumes the characteristics I've already provided on the current field. So here all I need to do, double click, go to the general, and I just need to change the name. I hit close, and over to the right you'll see that the name has been given a new tag name here. So this is the best way to do it. You can just copy and paste. Do that again. Change this to honey baked price. And then we can do that to all these other fields here. This graphic here, if we want to include an image to replace this with, then we definitely would want to remove what's already there, and then in place of it we can just call this sandwich image. And again, I used a text field property. It does not need to be an image field. So for this I'm just using text field, and that would work fine. All we're really doing here is creating a field area and also calling it a specific unique name. Another thing to mention is these names cannot be duplicated. If they are, then the field won't work, or the PDF form builder will not work. So give every text property a different name, and then when you create the form you can translate that too. It's good to keep a record. I like to keep a notepad file such as this. You can copy and paste the names exactly into your notepad file, and then that way when it's ready to create your form you have everything already in here. Let me show you an example of a couple of other forms. So this is a finished form that's already been set up. If I hit prepare form, you'll see on the right all the names I've given it. These are all unique. Keep in mind there is a character limit that we have in WebJaguar. So if you get too long with your name, you're going to have to truncate your form name. There shouldn't be. You can even call this form 1, form 2, form 3. It doesn't have to have the same. It's just a way for me to recognize what I am assigning these to. So do as you like. Here's another PDF where we've created the sandwich image to show up here and all the menu options here. And then finally, if we want to take out all the graphics, I've already done that on this field, and I've left these form elements right where the menu items pricing should go. So in order to do that, you would add those all in first, so you know exactly where they show up next to the graphic. And then you can go into your graphic and click on these elements and just start hitting delete. Get rid of all the graphics. And this is only used, again, if you already have pre-printed graphic materials or an offset job that's already been printed, and you're going to run these through like a digital copy for variable data or variable image printing, where you're just printing the pricing only on top of a pre-printed marketing piece. So hope this helps. Once you're done with setting up your PDF, make sure to save it, and then you're going to go into the to the WebJaguar backend, the admin, and we're going to follow the steps on how to create a PDF form builder. Okay, for the third step, we've logged into the admin. I'm going to click PDF form builder. Here I'm going to take you to one that I've already set up, and this is the one that we had where we changed out the image of the sandwich. So this will be our 10th field. Over to the right we have all of our fields, and that's a total of 10. So I've chosen number of fields 10, pages is 1, and here's where you're going to upload your PDF file. So you're going to click choose file, upload that file. Also for the PDF print version, you're going to choose the same file here. Give your PDF form builder a name. We're going to click next step. Now these field names here, don't get confused with step 3 where we're going to map to those fields that we created in our PDF. These will show on the front of the site when you're under your form right here. Ham classic price, turkey classic price. So these can be anything. These have spacing. This is what the customer sees. So go ahead and give those a name under step 2. And here you're going to choose your field type. So these are all text fields because we're putting a menu price. Except for image number 10 is going to be a file upload because we're going to allow our customer to upload their PNG file of the sandwich for this menu. Once you're done, you can check mark required if necessary. or just leave this empty. Click next step. This will take us to step 3 of 4. Under Acrobat tag, you'll notice, let me delete one of these real quick. You'll see that there's a ghosted text here that just copies over from the field name so it knows what field we're working with. Don't get confused by this. This is not already pre-assigned. So we're going to make sure to paste in our tags. And again, where we got those was from the PDF file. And each of these names that we assigned, we're going to make sure to copy, or if you've already added them to a notepad, use your notepad file, such as something like this. And we're going to be very careful, make sure there's no extra spaces on the end of this. You want to make sure to backspace any spacing. Paste these in. Once you're done there, you're going to click next step. Disclaimer information, since your end user is going to be creating a final print PDF file, make sure to put a disclaimer title and a disclaimer additional information text. If you skip this stage, it won't provide the validation that's required to add your product to the cart. Once that's done, the disclaimer alert message, this is a pop-up box that'll pop up if they forget to check mark. So you can add a message here, make sure to check the approval. Click next step. You'll see a segment here of all the form code, which we're going to select all and copy. Down below you see an example of what your form looks like. And the most important step, you have to hit save. Don't just copy this code and forget to save. This is important, so hit save. And now that is showing here under line 17, that was the form PDF form builder that we were working on. Now the final step, you go to your products. I've already created a product here. I've given it a unique name. It's a regular product. Under layout, this is important. Dynamic PDF must be chosen. Pricing, you can set up your price tier. Whatever tier you want to set up, go ahead and do that. Your image, make sure to provide an image for the user to see what this menu looks like or this print job looks like. This will be a static image. And finally, under the tab that's labeled tab, this is where you'll paste in all the form code. Tab 1 name, you don't have to put anything here. That's not necessary. Let's go ahead and update the product. And we'll click on the eye icon here to view this product. So here you see the static image of what our menu looks like. Over to the right top, underneath the product name, you see the quantity pricing already set up in place. Let's choose 500. I'm going to click Start Design. And now we're seeing our PDF that we've created with the form elements where all the data is going to fill in. So let's go ahead and quickly fill this out. I'm going to give this a $5 price point for all the sandwiches on the menu. I'm going to click Choose File. This is a PNG file, so it's got no background, transparent background, which is important because it's covering over some imagery or graphics that are on the PDF here. Let's click View Proof. All right, zooming out, I can see all the $5 text fields showing up here. All my dynamic text and my dynamic image is overlapping on the top of our graphics from the PDF. Down below, this is where that stage was where we had to approve our artwork. If I don't check this, watch, if I click Finalize and Submit, it opens up the pop-up. Make sure to check mark the approval. Okay, I go back down, check mark this. Now let's finalize and submit. Okay, now this is added to the shopping cart. You'll notice that the print ready file has been attached to my order here. You can right click, open link in new tab, and you can check out the artwork here. You can see definitely this is a vector print ready file. The more you zoom in, all that text looks nice and crisp on the edges, so it's not blurry, it's not rasterized. So this is a very good print ready file. You'll notice the same with the fonts here. And you'll notice the image showing properly. So this is what we have attached to our order. You'll notice my quantity at 500, the pricing, going to checkout. You just walk through the final stages of checking out. And then in the admin, you'll notice that your order will have this file attached for you to download as the admin user. Hope this video helped walk you through all the steps. We're going to be creating some more tutorials that'll be on our knowledge base soon, but this is a good overview from start to finish.